Hey guys, so we're going to be doing the Vinyl Tag 2020 Quarantine Edition. I got all of these records on my floor and I got the questions on my laptop. So let's get into this video. First question. Favorite album from your home state or city? For this one I chose The Beach Boys' Pet Sounds. The Beach Boys are from Hawthorne, California. An album you highly recommend. So, I chose Marlon Williams. I discovered this guy on Facebook about a couple of years ago, or maybe 3 years ago. Facebook just recommended me Marlon Williams, and I went and listened to his stuff on YouTube, and this guy sounds like Elvis Presley. I'm not even kidding. Hello, Miss Lonesome is a good track. But I also want to recommend another album. This is Beirut's The Flying Club Cup. If you're into world type music, you should listen to Zach Condon's music. A tip to a beginner. So, when you're first starting out in record collecting, it can be very intimidating. There are people that will probably tell you you should collect this record, you should have this type of turntable, you should do this, you should do that. And it can get very overwhelming. Here's my tip to you. Collect the records that you want to collect for your collection. And if you have a cheap record player and it suits you fine, use it. Don't worry too much about trying to impress people with your record collection or with your record player. You do you when it comes to record collecting. And have fun with this hobby. Because this is a fun hobby. And I want people to keep collecting records for years and years and not get intimidated by this hobby. First record that really got you deeper into music. So, for this, I chose the Beatles. The Beatles were one of the first groups I discovered back when I was little, and they really got me into exploring music, and I love the Beatles. A group who you collect all their albums. Oh, I skipped a question. Let me go trace back. An obscure record people may not know about. This is not really super obscure, but this is not a record that a lot of people collect. And this is 2001, A Space Odyssey. I love all things space. And someone was selling this record and I had to pick it up for my collection. And there's not a lot of people that collect movie soundtracks. But yeah, this is a really interesting record to have within a collection. And I definitely say this could be more of an obscure thing, that not everybody is going to be collecting this particular record. A group who you collect all of their albums or try to. For this one, I chose the Good Old Monkees. I have pretty much everything they have released, minus their Christmas thing that they did for RSD and their Christmas album. But I try to get everything they released. And this one, I believe, came out in 2016, maybe 17. This is a release from Friday Music, and this is the Head Alternatives. A band whose second album is better than the first. For this one, I chose Tame Impala, and this is Lonerism. Show and Tell Whack-A-Mole Random Pick. So we're going to pick a random record. Here we go. Random, random, random. Maybe even close my eyes so I don't know. Aha! This was a random pick, guys. This is The Doors. And this is quite possibly my favorite Doors record. Break On Through, Soul Kitchen. I could talk about this record for days and how much I love it. But yes, if you don't have this in your collection, please add it to your collection. What album you listen to the most in your life? So this is one of the first records I got when I got my record player. And this is Harry Chapin's For Rarities and Balderdash. I play this a lot for my mom because she loves the song Cats in the Cradle. So I have spun this record more times than I can count. There's probably some tracks that are sounding a little weird because I've played this record so many times. Show an album with a crazy story. So this is not really a super crazy story, but I was trying to replace my dad's copy of Jimi Hendrix Experience, Are You Experience? And he had an original pressing. So I went to eBay looking through all of these different listings for this record. And I wanted to get an original pressing. So I came across this guy on eBay. And he had an original pressing of this record. And it cost me 29 bucks. Probably a little more than I should have paid for the record. But this guy had this record in his collection for 40 years. And I am so happy that I was able to track down an original pressing of this record. Because my dad bought this record when it came out in the late 60s for his collection. And just really happy to have this again. And I found out the record that my dad had that went missing, my sister took it. Yeah, I found out after I bought this record off of eBay. I guess that's kind of a crazy story for you guys. Siblings taking other siblings' records from their collection. A record from the year you were born. So, I was born in 1982. What a fun year. And this is the biggest selling album of all time, I want to say. And this is Michael Jackson's Thriller. And the cool thing about this record, it is a Mexican pressing. Yes, I got a Mexican pressing of Michael Jackson's Thriller. Show a 10-inch record or share your opinions on 10-inch records. So, the only 10-inch record I have, actually, now that I think of it, I actually have another 10-inch record. And that is the Wombats album that I got from Record Store Day. So I have two 10-inch records. But this one is 21 Pilots, the Trench 10-inch triplet EP. I got this from their website. And what's cool about this record is it's yellow. Now, my thoughts on 10-inch records. I really don't have a bad thought about 10-inch records. I think they're cool. And I just like collecting all formats of records. Even the 78. So, I really don't have a bad opinion about 10-inch records. Share an interesting fact about an album or song. I'm not very good at facts. So, that question we'll skip and maybe we'll do another video about it. Show an album with crazy artwork. So, I went through all of my albums that I have within my collection to look for one with crazy artwork. So I chose Pink Floyd's Relics. I think this is pretty interesting artwork. I really like this artwork. And I have this German pressing. And it has moderate wear according to Amoeba, but still really cool artwork. Show a really good album that you can find for cheap. Guys, this is a classic album, and this is You Don't Mess Around with Jim Croce. And I got this at Amoeba for $4, and it is a promotional copy. So if you're ever at the record store and you see this record, pick it up. Seems like I skipped a question here. Let me go back. An album or a genre people would be surprised to know you like. So, pop music. Yes, I have pop music within my collection. And this is ABBA's Arrival. I've always wanted to have an ABBA record within my collection. So when I was at Amoeba and I saw this ABBA record, I picked it up for my collection. And I do want to get more ABBA within my collection. They are very fun to play on the turntable. Show an album with an acquired taste. So this is not something that everybody is just dying to have for their collection. But I have K-pop on vinyl. And this is Super M's self-titled album. I got this from their website. They were doing this flash sale where they would sell these things for a certain period of time, and then you wouldn't be able to buy it anymore. So, yes, this is an acquired taste, and not everybody is going to be having this within their collection. Show an album with an animal on the front cover. This one is Carole King's Tapestry. Classic Carole King album. And worth having within a collection. And I do realize, as I am filming this, I might have did some questions out of order. But we're going to continue with this video. We're going to power through. Last question. Show your most recent find. So, because of this whole quarantining thing, I haven't been to a record store in a while. So I haven't really had the chance to crate dig. But the last album I bought was the Alan Parsons Project with Eye in the Sky. This is an album I've been wanting to add to my collection for quite some time. Love Eye in the Sky. It's got great hooks. So when I was at a thrift store and I just saw this record out and about, I got the record, haggled with the thrift store to kind of get this record a little bit cheaper, and they know me very well. I haggle with them quite a bit. But yes, this was the last record I actually went crate digging for. But my last purchase was Tame Impala's The Slow Rush. In case you guys are interested in the last record I officially bought. This was the last record I bought. So that is the Vinyl Tag 2020 Quarantine Edition. Thanks for watching this video. Peace, love, and grooviness to you all. Bye, guys.